Hello, this is Rumen Petrov and I'll show you my game. Let's play. Now, this is the first cinematic in the beginning of the game, and it gets the player to the starting point. So as you can see, this is a very natural environment. There is nothing too futuristic or nor medieval, and I've gone for a realistic approach when making the assets. I should probably mention that all of the assets were created by me. All the terrain textures and grass meshes and opacity masks. Now, as you probably assume, these assets are really hard to make modular, and that's why it takes quite a lot of time to create a natural environment, because if you haven't got variation, and it just won't look realistic and pleasing to the eye. So I have added collision to the rocks and to the bigger rocks, which I'll show you. The small rocks don't have collision, but the big ones do. So I've actually thought a lot about making obstacles in physics with dynamic objects, in which you have to push a big rock, like move it out of the way in order to continue forward. But it didn't work quite as I expected, so I gave up on that idea, and I decided to have more puzzles in the second stage of the game, which is inside the cave. I did spend quite a lot of time on experimenting with kismet, and I'm trying to do different puzzles, but I ended up with only one puzzle for the first stage. I'll show you just right now. As you can see, there's an announcement on the screen. Now, this puzzle, in order to solve this puzzle, you need to match the symbol. As you can see, these rings are rotating, so whenever you press a pressure pad, they're gonna rotate. You need to fit them in the right position. So when you press the pressure pad, I've just added these green lights so it's easier to solve it, but they won't be in the last version of the game. So as you can see, when you press it, these three are in the right position, so I'm going to click on these ones. And now when we click all the right positions, the game plays a cinematic which shows the entrance of the cave, and eventually there will be a rock or some kind of a gate that will reveal the entrance of the cave. And this is basically the end of the first stage of the game. Inside of the cave there will be quite a lot of puzzles and be a bit more interesting. I rely more on assets like platforms and wooden planks and stuff like that, so it will be a bit more interesting. So that's all the assets that I've created and the environment. Now I'm going to show you what I've done code wise. Now this is for the first cinematic. That's the animation of the camera. That's the destination for the teleport, which teleports the player. This is the announcement that I've just shown you. Now these 4 squares are for the rings which are rotating for the puzzle, and this is the animation for the rings. This is the animation for the pressure pads. This is the light, and I've got to compare boolean states over here, which compares whenever these 4 values are set to true, the game toggles a cinematic mode and plays the last animation, which shows the entrance of the cave. So I actually did spend quite a while trying to solve the cinematic problem, because I had the animation, but I couldn't switch the player's view to the camera view until I realized that I just had to make a director's group, which was really hard to because I didn't know anything about UDK, and it took me quite a while to find out what was the problem. So it was pretty interesting. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching.